This is your Weather Extreme video for Monday, July the 30th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and it looks like we're waking up to some of those thunderstorms in northwesterly flow. Always like it when a forecast comes together. Well, let's take a look at the morning radar very quickly. This is the latest from Columbus, and we have two clusters, one small one in Jefferson County and one larger one between about Memphis and Jackson in West Tennessee. Those thunderstorms are moving south to the south-southeast and will be providing some thunderstorms for this morning, and then another cluster is possible this afternoon. On our surface map, we're dealing still with high pressure, but we've got that weak front across central Alabama that brought slightly drier air. We saw the showers and thunderstorms develop across South Alabama yesterday afternoon. Dew points, as you can see, are still a little bit lower across most of the northern two-thirds of the state of Alabama, with dew points generally in the 60s, and that provided a little less activity for us yesterday with mostly clear skies and a few clouds overnight last night. We're still in this northwesterly flow pattern, and you can see from this image that we have a large cluster on top of the ridge that is going to be heading to the southeast, and of course we're dealing with the small ones that we just talked about. And there on the national radar map is a look at the large cluster up in northwestern Missouri, or entering northwestern Missouri, I should say. And so we're going to be dealing with that flow pattern, and of course that could provide parts of Alabama with 1 to 2 inches of rain over the next couple of days, and then we get back into a more typical summertime pattern. Storm Prediction Center is outlooking a slight risk for localized severe storms in the form of damaging wind, microbursts, wet microbursts primarily, for parts of the western half of Alabama and much of Mississippi, in addition to what's going on up around Lake Michigan. On day 2, that area shifts a little bit and expands just a little bit over into Alabama and Georgia and parts of eastern Tennessee. And then on day 3, it will shift over into the southeastern coast of the U.S. The tropics are still relatively quiet, but as we noted yesterday, the cloudiness that came off the African coast, and the National Hurricane Center is placing about a 20% chance that that could become a storm in the next 48 hours. All right, here's computer modeling, and modeling doesn't do a great job, but it's not too bad, but it's hard on the very specifics. But there's our little shortwave over northern Missouri that is likely to bring us the northwesterly flow today that will be bringing us some showers and thunderstorms. And that northwesterly flow, of course, continues into Tuesday. And as it does, the GFS is actually bringing or showing a cluster over central Alabama. Timing on all of this is going to be somewhat difficult to pinpoint, but I think we've got what's going on this morning. And then I think we're going to have a little break in the action. And then sometime late this afternoon and into the evening, we may have that other cluster come down this way, or additional storms develop. And then again Tuesday, probably Tuesday afternoon, as this is indicating here on the GFS. All right, then we get things begin to change just a little bit on Wednesday. We're still in a northwesterly flow pattern, but it's not as strong as the ridge is moved just a little bit east, just enough to kind of force that pattern over, as you saw with the day 3 outlook, over into the southeast coast of the U.S. Then on Thursday, of course, we've got another little disturbance over Missouri, but what's happening now is that the ridge is breaking down, as you can see from the very strong closed low up over southwest Canada. The ridge is beginning to break down, and that ridge breaks down pretty well on Friday. But we still got these little disturbances, so there's still going to be some focus, not perhaps with severe weather, but at least some focus for the possibility of showers and thunderstorms. And as you can see on Saturday, the GFS is suggesting that we stay with scattered showers, and that looks like how we're going to have to play it with more or less a summertime weather pattern. The ridge comes our way, but you see that strong, now open shortwave, or that open wave coming across the Great Lakes that was the closed low over southwest Canada. That comes, and the trough is still there, but not as strong as it was, so we don't have nearly the northwesterly flow, very weak flow pattern over us. And so it's daily showers again on Monday, and then that's a week from today, so that puts us at the end of the normal 7-day cycle. Now, yesterday we noted that in Voodoo country, GFS went to a ridge over us, and that's kind of what this suggests, is the ridge is kind of nudging into us. But if you go out to Monday the 13th of August, you can see that the GFS is now flipped, and we're now into a more a pattern that is more reminiscent of what we've been experiencing over the last few days and will experience for the next couple of days. A northwesterly flow pattern with a strong ridge over the northern Rockies and a fairly substantial trough over the eastern half of the country. Now, this is good because this would mean no extreme heat for us. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for this morning. James is on vacation, and I'm going to be doing one a day for this week. In the meantime, stay tuned to the blog for updates as we monitor and evaluate how the weather situation is unfolding. I hope that your Monday is a good one, and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
In back-to-back ratings periods,
more people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.